lights are very bright. I am living proof that it's never too late. Gotta figure out how to use this thing. Right. I am 71 3/4 old. Years old. I started doing stand-up 2 months ago. I hope I'm funny. I hope you'll laugh. And I am married. I'm married longer than the gentleman over here. 38, 42, 60. I never remember. And do I get it? Every year, once a year. Why didn't you remember the anniversary? You didn't remind me. Come on, I'm a guy. We don't remember these things. No? Not funny. Okay. I'll try something. I'll try something else. I'm wearing a green sweater vest because I remember this morning that it's St. Patrick's Day. Well, when you get to be my age, when you remember something, you take advantage of it. Because we forget things, like zipping up, sometimes, or where I left my cell phone. However, the body tells us that there are things that we need to remember, like getting up 4, 5, or 6 times a night to go to the bathroom. My name is Bill Rapp, and I do have a prostate issue. I've had it for a number of years, and you guys in the audience will know what that is when you get to be 50 or so. I went to a doctor, and he gave me a sample of a new medicine for prostate issues, and I thought this one was really going to work. Really, really. And if it was going to work, I was going to become the spokesperson for this particular medication because it is called Rapp-a-Flow. Bill Rapp, Rapp-a-Flow, presenting Rapp-a-Flow. I thought that would be fantastic. Well, you know, on medications they have a list of the side effects. The reality is there are no side effects, there are positive effects. There are negative effects to all medications. No such thing as side effects. I was taking this Rapp-a-Flow pill for my enlarged prostate and peeing too often. And on the 4th day, it felt like the world wanted to throw me out into outer space. Vertigo. And I looked at the side effects on the list, and the 3rd one down said dizziness. Dizziness. That's another word for vertigo, so you don't worry about it. It was awful. I couldn't take it. But I am taking Cialis. Cialis is the only drug that I know that has a wonderful side effect. You guys are remembering. Well, I'm remembering. You guys are probably still doing it, and Cialis does it for me. Thank you very much. I take it from my enlarged prostate. If you listen to the ads for Cialis, there's a tagline that says, approved by the FDA for an enlarged prostate, BPH. And so I started taking it. In fact, it does work. As a matter of fact, it worked so well that I thought I could be the spokesperson for it. So I wrote a commercial and I sent it to Eli Lilly, the manufacturer of the drug. Never got a response. So I did a video commercial of it, and I sent it to the same top executives at Eli Lilly. I'm still waiting for a response from them. I kind of thought that, you know, Cialis for BPH should have its own spokesperson. Someone who kind of looks a little bit like Wilford Brimley, and the old man who can tell you that it does indeed work. Well, I'm still waiting. You can find it if you Google. It's on Facebook somewhere, I think. Let's see. World Series is happening right now. Any people interested in the what's going on in the World Series?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, the game's on tonight, I think. Or maybe it's the Nick game, I don't remember. But I am a lifelong Yankee fan. My father was a Giant fan, so I couldn't be a Giant fan. I had to fight the big old man. and I became a Dodger fan. And then the Yankees beat the Dodgers in the World Series in 1949, and I've been a Yankee fan ever since. And so in this World Series, I root for the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
To lose! To lose! Last night's game was terrific, wasn't it? Yeah! Let's see. Signs. I've been noticing signs lately. As a matter of fact, I noticed signs many years ago, 1967, when I was avoiding the draft and going to Vietnam by joining the Peace Corps, which was a deferment from the draft. Those of you, there's no one in here old enough to remember that, is there? Well, except for me. Anyway, I went to India, I became a Peace Corps volunteer. And there was a moment in time when I saw a sign, and it was a big sign, and it said, "Free restroom." And I really had to go, so I made a beeline to that restroom, and I threw the door open. And then I went and relieved myself by a tree, because it was exactly what it said. There were 30 guys in there on mats, resting. Why would I have thought it was anything else? This was India. I don't know. Speaking about my time in India, gentlemen, have any of you ever gotten a Dear John letter? Ladies, have you ever written a Dear John letter? Well, I got my Dear John letter when I was in India. Kids today don't write letters, do they? Do Dear John text messages? It's OVR happy face? I don't know. I'll have to ask my granddaughter. But I've been in India for years. Oh, I had been going with this girl, dating. We had been dating for a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. Dating, by the way, that's code word for having sex. Whenever, wherever we could, in the car, behind, whatever. We were dating for a long time, and then I had to take off to India because I didn't go to India, I was going to Vietnam. There was no question about that whatsoever. And I went to India. For the first year, I was celibate. Well, I was in India. I didn't have any opportunities. But she was faithful for an entire year, and I know that because she wrote to me on a daily basis for a full year. And then the letters stopped. And I knew she was dating, having sex, with someone else. And not only that, I kind of knew who it was. I mean, I didn't know that I knew, but I knew that I knew. You ever have that kind of sensation? And I sent letters begging, what's going on? Please write, please write. Finally, the Dear John letter came, and I was devastated. Absolutely devastated. Worst emotional pain I have ever had experienced up to that time in my entire life. And I found myself running as fast as I could. And when I couldn't run anymore, I stopped and I looked around. I was in India, banyan trees. And I knew that I could get rid of that pain by sitting in the middle of the mother banyan tree. And in fact, in less than a minute, that pain was completely gone because I was covered with red ants, and the physical pain trumps emotional pain every single time. And I keep a terrarium of red ants at home just for emergencies. Thank you very much.